Coming up on today's episode of Airborne-Unlimited, South Carolina town bans ultralight operations at local airport. Textron Aviation and NetJets sign record agreement. Delta finalizes Wheels Up takeover. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm your host, Talon Lee. Let's get into today's stories. South Carolina town bans ultralight operations at local airport. The Town Council of Holly Hill, a town in South Carolina's Orangeburg County, has promulgated an ordinance prohibiting operations of ultralight aircraft massing less than 600 pounds at Holly Hill Airport 5J5. The legally questionable decision was predicated largely upon two accidents, both of which involved ultralight-type aircraft at the Holly Hill Airport during the preceding 2 years. Councilmembers rationalized their collective overreach, ascribing such to a nebulous obligation to protect the health and welfare of the town's citizenry. Holly Hill EAA Chapter President David Chandler stated, quote, "The issues and accidents that happen with these light aircraft, they're not the airplane's fault. The airplane is not the issue. They're not breaking up, they're not falling apart. It's the pilot who's making a poor decision to go fly outside of its limitations," end quote. The town's original ordinance restricted ultralight aircraft, and the original wording specified 254-pound ultralights, even though both the aforementioned accidents involved aircraft that exceeded the weight and did not meet the definition. Unfortunately, someone told the city of their errors, and they rewrote the ordinance to cover a number of non-ultralight registered aircraft. At present, operations of aircraft massing fewer than 600 pounds at 5J5 constitute misdemeanors in Holly Hill, South Carolina. Violators of the ordinance face fines of up to $500 and/or imprisonment. Much more to come on this story. And after the break, wreckage of missing F-35B found in northeastern South Carolina.
Skyleader Aircraft offers a lineup of the most powerful, durable, and efficient light sport aircraft in the industry. From trainers to roomy cockpits for long hauls, Skyleader has an aircraft for you. And the best part? They're in your budget. Skyleader's base prices are set low to give you room to customize your aircraft to your needs, desires, and wallet, allowing you to put your money where it matters to you most. Visit flyskyleader.com today to learn about our aircraft, customization options, and chat with the team.
Well, hello, fellow pilot. I'm John King.
And I'm Martha King.
You know, we've all had our flying lives disrupted lately.
Well, King Schools is here to help you stay up to date with courses that you can access on your desktop, iPad, or iPhone. If you'd like a refresher or just want to expand your aviation horizons, we have a course for you.
So head over to kingschools.com/Rusty today for details.
Welcome back. Now let's take a trip around the patch for some shorter stories. Wreckage of missing F-35B found in northeastern South Carolina. The wreckage of a Marine Corps F-35B gone missing after its pilot ejected from the aircraft on Sunday, September 17th, has been located in rural northeastern South Carolina. The debris field resultant of the aircraft's coming to ground was discovered in Williamsburg County, 60 nautical miles northeast of Joint Base Charleston. The downed F-35B was assigned to U.S. Marine Fighter Attack Training Squadron 501. Area residents were asked to remain clear of the crash site while recovery teams worked to secure the wreckage of the $80 million fighter. Rocket Lab suffers failure on 41st mission. Rocket Lab USA Inc. experienced an as-of-yet undisclosed issue during the September 19th launch of the company's 41st mission. Following liftoff from Rocket Lab's New Zealand Launch Complex 1, the rocket completed a first-stage burn and stage separation as planned before an abnormality was observed at approximately 2 minutes and 30 seconds into flight. The nature of the abnormality resulted in the mission's premature termination. Rocket Lab expressed regret, apologizing to customer Capella Space for the mission's loss. FAA issues safety alert for Bell 206B parts. An investigation by the Miami FSDO unveiled that a Bell 206B November 536 Tango turned out to be the spitting image of an existing November 536 Tango. The only difference, the real one was in pieces in Texas, while the newly registered one was imported from Venezuela. The skullduggery took place when a hotline complaint tipped off the office as to foreign registered aircraft being rebadged and mocked up to become a domestic salvage aircraft. November 536 Tango had been lying in pieces in Texas for years, with part of the wreckage purchased in 2018. Senate confirms Brown as chairman of Joint Chiefs. The Senate has confirmed Air Force Chief of Staff General Charles Q. Brown, Jr. as the next chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff. The confirmation heralds Brown's installation as the first airman in 19 years to serve as the U.S.'s top military officer. General Brown's approval was via a bipartisan 83-11 vote cast days before the ending of the term of current chairman, U.S. Army General Mark A. Milley. Whether or not Brown will be sworn in prior to the October 1st expiration of Milley's term remains unknown. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's get back to the rest of the news. Textron Aviation and NetJets sign record agreement. Textron Aviation and NetJets have entered into an agreement by which the Columbus, Ohio-based charter and fractional ownership concern will retain options to purchase up to 1,500 additional Cessna Citation business jets over a 15-year period. The newly announced agreement extends NetJets' extant fleet agreement and includes options for an increasing number of aircraft, thereby enabling NetJets to expand its fleet via strategic additions of Cessna Citation Ascend, Citation Latitude, and Citation Longitude aircraft. Moreover, NetJets has been named the fleet launch customer for the aforementioned Citation Ascend, a nearly $17 million 560XL series aircraft similar in performance to the Citation XLS Gen 2, but featuring ostensibly a 2,100 nautical mile range. Since the commencement of the two companies' four-decade association, NetJets has taken delivery of more than 800 Textron Aviation aircraft, to include upward of 300 Citation Latitude and Longitude, and a veritable bevy of other Citation models. And after these messages, Delta finalizes wheels-up takeover.
Throughout the globe, Piper Aircraft has hand-selected the very best in company representation, service, and support. From first inquiry to acquisition to product support, Piper Aircraft ownership is seamless and worry-free. Piper Aircraft authorized dealers, factory trained, factory connected.
I grew up in an aviation family. My dad flew airplanes and flew air shows actually, so ever since I was 3 years old, the only thing I've ever wanted to do was be an air show pilot. It's cliche, but I get to live my dream every single day. I'm currently using the Hartzell Talon, the new aerobatic propeller. It's increased the performance of the airplane. It's made the harmonics balance throughout the airplane so much better. By far the best aerobatic propeller that I've ever flown behind.
Welcome back. Delta finalizes Wheels Up takeover. Delta Airlines is making Wheels Up an integral facet of its product offerings. Wheels Up CEO and former Delta board member George Mattson stated, quote, "This investment represents both an important source of capital for Wheels Up to support our strategy for financial stability, future profitability, and long-term growth on behalf of our members and customers, as well as a vote of confidence in our path forward from a group of investors with deep experience in the premium travel space," end quote. Mr. Mattson's appointment to the station of Wheels Up CEO followed Delta CFO Dan Janki's assumption of the mantle of chairman of Wheels Up's board. Mattson's installation ensued an August 15th ownership agreement by which Wheels Up ceded a 95% ownership interest in exchange for a $500 million bailout from Delta Airlines, Knighthead Capital Management, Certares Management, and Cox Enterprises. Delta provided the beleaguered charter and fractional ownership concern an additional $15 million emergency cash infusion. The non-binding bailout agreement comprised a $400 million term loan, $150 million of which was provided by Delta, and a $100 million line of credit. Per the described credit agreement, a new lender will provide a $50 million term loan after the closing date, as approved by Delta, Knighthead, Certares, and Cox. It is anticipated the additional funding will close in the near term. And that's our show for today. You can catch episodes of Airborne on YouTube, Roku, or Fire TV. Just search for Aero-News or Airborne, and don't forget to follow us on social media. Thanks for watching!